And we are live. Welcome, mystery and thriller fans. I'm your on-air host, Sara DiVello, and I am so excited to welcome to the show tonight best-selling author Robyn Harding, here to give us the inside scoop on her brand new book, The Drowning Woman, out tomorrow. Robyn, welcome to Mystery and Thriller Mavens. Tell us about this drowning woman.
Thank you so much for having me here. I just can't believe that I was invited. It's so nice. Thank you. Yeah, tomorrow is the big day. Tomorrow is pub day for The Drowning Woman. And it is a story of Lee, a woman who used to have a very successful restaurant. And after the pandemic, she lost it and ended up homeless and living in her car. And she's feeling very vulnerable, obviously. And so she's parking outside the city in this very wealthy enclave with seaside mansions around her. And she's sleeping in her car. And one pre-dawn morning, she hears a woman trying to drown herself in the ocean. And on instinct, Lee runs and saves this woman, only to be met with this woman's fury. And her name is Hazel. And she says, "I was trying to drown myself because I'm in an abusive marriage." So an unlikely friendship forms between them. And then one day, Hazel asks Lee to help her disappear. And what the reader needs to find out is, can Lee really trust this woman, or is there more to her story?
Is there more? Indeed. And oh, there is so much more. This is twist after twist after twist. I felt like I was being whirled around the inside of a tornado. Oh my goodness. Well, we have so much to talk about. I can't wait to get into every juicy, dirty detail. But first, I just want to welcome everyone. We are broadcasting live to 7 different destinations across Facebook and YouTube. So mystery-loving friends, no matter where you're watching from, you're in the right place. This is the right time. And it is Mystery Monday, because Mondays can be murder. We're going to make them a little less painful. So if you've been here before, you know the drill. And if you're new, welcome. We're so happy to have you. Here's the drill. If you have a question, get it going in the chat. I'll pop it right up to Robyn. Let's dive into the details of this book. We have a mystery user saying hi. If you're watching from a private Facebook group, everyone in that group can see you, but outside is secret. You're mysterious. You're on brand. Hey, friends. Hi. Someone saying hi from Maine. I'm betting that's Amanda, girl who loves dogs, books, and wine. Catch a clue, a.k.a. Wendy, saying hi, Sara and Robyn. Hey, Wendy.
Hi.
This book is lit. I'm betting that is Bookstagrammar extraordinaire at Fire Pit and Books. That is Stephanie. Hey, Stephanie.
Thank you,
everybody.
Stephanie.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so we got a lot to talk about. If you have read this book and you have questions about it, if you're interested in reading it, get it going in the comments. Oh my gosh, the comments are pouring in so fast I can barely keep up. Hi, Randy Trent, joining us from YouTube. I love your little kitty. It's me. Hi. Hi, Captain Girl Reads. Hi, Nancy, joining us from California.
Nancy, the cheerleader Nancy, I call her.
Yes. Someone, hi from New York. Hey, friends. Debbie, welcome from Arizona. Hi, Debbie. Welcome everybody to the conversation. All right, so we got a lot to talk about. let us dive into this twisty tale of lies, betrayal, secrets, and so much more. Oh my goodness. So let's kick off with some of the incredible praise. I think Ashley Audrain, the New York Times bestselling author of The Push, says it best. She says it is as twisty and pacey as it gets. And I couldn't have said it better myself. So Robyn, let's kick into your process. So how the heck did you come up with these crazy twists? Tell us everything.
So this book has a sort of unique structure, unique for me anyway. And it kind of uses, for lack of a better term, a device that I have seen in film and TV, where you tell, we have part 1 is told from Lee, the homeless woman's perspective. And then we go to part 2 and it's Hazel, the drowning woman's perspective. And we covered the same territory, but from a different perspective, because a lot was going on behind the scenes, unbeknownst to Lee. So now the reader is learning this. And yeah, I started writing the first part. And there is a killer twist. If I say so myself, that twist, right? Because I thought all along I knew who it was going to be. And I think it's who everybody thinks it's going to be. And I got there and I was like, no, I know who it needs to be. I know who this body that we're going to encounter needs to be somebody different. And so I changed it, and I had to rewrite the entire book. I had to like replot the entire book from there, but I knew that that twist was worth it. So there are a lot of twists, but that one was, that's a real jaw dropper, I hope. And I think that's the feedback I'm getting.
So, okay. So, Robyn, let's talk about these twists. So, first of all, as a fellow writer, I'm cringe screaming at the idea of rewriting the entire second half of the book. I'm just wailing in solidarity. So first of all, how long did it take you to rewrite it? How long did it take you start to finish, and how long did it take you to rewrite it?
Sorry, I didn't have to rewrite it. I misspoke. I basically was like, I'd pitched it, I'd written an outline, and I thought I had it all like, this is how this book will go. I wasn't under contract, so it gave me the freedom at that point to just go, you know what, I'm going to change it. So I didn't have to rewrite, thank God. I basically just had to replot the whole thing. So I thought I knew what this book was. I thought I knew what was happening. And then I was like, no, I'm going to change it. And then I had to go, well, why? How does this happen? And I had to replot the whole, next 3 parts of the book.
Oh, okay. So how long did that take?
Oh, for me, a book takes about 9 months, normally 8, 9 months to write.
Okay. Renee joining us from Southeast Florida. Hi, Renee.
Hi, Renee.
Hi, Renee. So great to have you. She says, "Woo," and I, I am feeling that woo as well. Yes, that's sweating. Phew. So okay. So Renee, if you're telling us, sorry, Robyn, if you're telling us that that this change, the killer change, the last 3/3 of the book change, does this mean you're a plotter? You didn't know, you yourself did not know what happened. I mean, you thought you knew, but then you didn't know.
Yeah, so I am a plotter.
Okay.
Not like a really detailed plotter, but I definitely, although I will sometimes write not knowing who the villain is, not knowing things like that. But I do, I used to do screenwriting for a while, and I use that kind of structure just sort of
Okay.
as a like a tapestry or a hanging. So I use the major beats, the major plot beats, and then I usually write between those beats. So how I get there may change. I don't plot all that out, but I know I need to hit a certain exciting, twist of the action at a certain point to keep the reader engaged. So that's what I do. So in that case, I thought, okay, I'm writing along and I know where I'm going. And then when I got there, I was like, no, I'm going to have to change the whole rest of it. So I did have to
Ooh.
change some of those major beats. And honestly, I had like a splitting headache. My husband had to listen to me try to replot this book because he's really good at like listening and chatting with me about these ideas. And I spent a whole weekend just like thinking, like why was this happening? How are we going to play this out from here? And yeah, it was a real brain twister.
Oh my goodness. Someone is saying perfect thriller. Absolutely. Yes, that
Thank
twister twist.
you.
Someone else saying one of the best twists ever. Preach. Um,
Thank you.
yes. Okay. So Renee is saying, oh my goodness. So Renee is one of our Mavens regulars, and she's saying she finally changed her profile picture to her 2 golden retrievers. So Renee always has the cutest profile pictures of little dogs. I'm such a dog lover. I'm loving it, Renee. One's wearing a party hat. I could die. Oh my God, so cute.
Oh, they're so cute.
So cute. Do you have a dog,
I have
Robyn?
2 rescue chihuahuas that were a pandemic decision. My old dog died literally
Oh,
as we went into lockdown, and I was so sad, and I thought, well, just hold on because we were going to travel, we're going to do all these things without a dog, and then we were so lonely without a dog, and you couldn't get a
yeah.
dog, you couldn't rescue a dog because everybody wanted one. So I was like, I bet if I take these 2 little brother and sisters from the streets of Tijuana, I bet I'm going to get them. So I put my name in, and now I have 2, and they are nightmares that I adore. I said they're huge mistakes that I love so much.
Oh my gosh. Well, I have a little rescue Chihuahua mix from the border of Mexico and Texas. Her name is Peluda, which is
Oh,
hairy in Spanish. Renee saying
oh,
she has George. That's his birthday photo, and Kane celebrated with George. He's 9.5. Oh my God, this is so cute. I
no,
could just die.
that's so
I
cute.
Dogs are the best. They're so much better than us.
Um,
Robyn, your book is racking up all the praise. Mary Kubica, who's been on the show for Local Woman Missing, raves that with deceitful characters who are not what they seem, a myriad of unexpected twists and turns, and a story that moves along at high speed, The Drowning Woman is everything I love in a thriller. Robyn Harding keeps readers hooked until the end. Now, first of all, congratulations on that high praise from a woman who knows a thing or two about hooking readers.
I
Now,
love her. She's amazing.
she's so wonderful. I just saw her at Thriller Fest. Now, Robyn,
Mm.
this is not your first rodeo. So, what have you learned along the way from your first book to now about the art of hooking the readers and those twists?
Yeah, so this is actually my 13th novel. So I started out writing humor. My first novel was published in 2004, and that was back in the chick lit era, the Bridget Jones's Diary, Confessions of a Shopaholic. So my first books were sort of rom-coms. And then in 2000, what year did my 2017? The Party was my first trip to the dark side, and I've learned so much over these, over these many years, and also taking a break and screenwriting, and yeah, hooking readers. I think I always start my books with a premise. And it's always something that I either hear in the media or I hear from a friend or something, where you just get that little tingle and you're like, I just want to know more about that, right? How could I twist that? How could I make that into a story? And I figure if it's got me fired up, hopefully it will get readers fired up as well. And yeah, that's kind of how I usually start all of my books.
I love that you started out, and I remember that era of Bridget Jones. I was such a huge fan. I have all the Shopaholic books. I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
that. I love that you start out with a tingle. Is it like like a shiver down your spine kind of tingle?
Yeah, it's like I always say it's sort of like my spidey sense, like that's a book, when you hear something, there's a news story or you read something or just you hear people talking. And The Drowning Woman it's a little convoluted, but my bedroom is on the front of my house and right outside a street, like a side street, not a busy street in a, quiet neighborhood. But one night I could hear this woman. She clearly didn't know that all my windows were open and I could hear everything she was saying on this phone call. And it was like a benign phone call, but it was the whole thing about overhearing unbeknownst to somebody that you could hear. And I was like, what if she said something? What if she was planning a crime? Or what if she was planning to harm herself? Or what would I do? And then I thought, well, I'd call the cops probably, right? I'd reach over to my phone. I was like, what if I didn't have a phone? Why wouldn't I have a phone? And then it went down this whole thing of becoming homeless and not having the resources and not having the connections and being isolated. And yeah, so convoluted, but that's how I got there.
That's so fascinating. And I was so glad that you addressed how hard the pandemic was on restaurants. One of my very dear friends is a chef, and the pandemic was
Yeah.
excruciatingly hard on the restaurant industry. And restaurants, as well as retail stores in the US, are actually still understaffed because of the pandemic crisis. So many people fled the restaurant industry because it's a tough industry, and then they ended up not coming back. So there is still a huge staffing shortage, and it was so hard on her and her wife. And it was just, and I haven't seen that story, really told yet. So I was really happy that you addressed that.
Yeah, my brother and his husband were both in the hospitality industry, a chef and a bartender, and they left the city. They left Vancouver because it's very, very expensive here, and they were out of work for so long, and they had to move to a smaller town that was a bit more affordable. So it was definitely something that was top of mind for me as well.
Well, I'm so glad that you addressed it, and with such care and compassion on these pages. Oh, your fellow Canadian, Leslie, saying hello. This is Leslie from
Hi,
Canada.
Leslie.
Hi, Leslie from
From
Canada.
Canada. Where in Canada, Leslie?
tell us where you are, Leslie from Canada. Renee says, it's so sad. It's so sad what's happened to restaurants. It really, really is. And I think they're still struggling to, sort of claw their way back.
Well, the book does deal with, I didn't want to write about the pandemic. We don't want to think about it, but we're all changed by that experience. Every one of us, it was traumatic and, in a collective way, but certain people were definitely impacted more. And another issue that I deal with in the book is domestic abuse skyrocketed. So,
yes.
And women were really impacted. Women-owned businesses were more likely to fail. There was more pressure on them with homeschooling kids, or school online, and then domestic abuse. And I just thought, wow, these two women, I wanted to write about two women who were both so impacted in very, very different ways, and have them come together and their paths cross and connect and twist and turn.
And twist and turn indeed. Oh my goodness. Liza saying 13 books. Wow. I mean, that's such a huge accomplishment. Totally. Renee saying, how was Thriller Fest? Oh my God, it was amazing. It was so fabulous. You should come next year. Come see your favorite authors, meet your next favorite authors. Someone else is saying, I loved the party. Oh my gosh, that was such a great book.
Thank you.
Someone else saying, I loved The Drowning Woman so much. Yay. Renee wants to know, Robyn, do you prefer writing books or being a screenwriter? Yeah, tell us why.
Yeah, it's well, so there's different things I love about each medium. Books, I love the book community. I love other authors. I love readers. I love the connection. With screenwriting, it's a very different business. It's a really, really hard business, I would say. I did get one film produced, but the amount of scripts I wrote and got one project made is very hard. But the writing of a script is so fun and fast, and you just right into the goods right away, and it's so informative to my novels too, because, it's all about subtext and people not really meaning what they say, and, like showing, not telling, like it's so I love both forms of writing. Sometimes, writing a novel in comparison can feel quite laborious, but then you have the gift of being inside a character's head, which you don't have that on a screenplay, right? You have to show it all. You have to find ways. So they're both really amazing in different ways, but I feel like the book community is such a wonderful place with readers and authors and Bookstagram and Facebook and all that, like it's just a wonderful, supportive place to be. I said to Sara in the green room that, Pub Day is always sort of reminds me why I do this, because everybody is so supportive and so kind. And even though it's vulnerable putting a book out in the world, and then when you get so much support, it just is such a wonderful feeling.
It is vulnerable putting a book out in the world. I think that doesn't get talked about enough. And it's very, hard to put your work out there that you've labored over for, however long, and then offer it up, and
terrifying.
And think, please like me.
No, and we know not everyone has to like a book. Fair enough. No one has to, but it's very hard not to see that. Like, like Goodreads is not a place for authors, but I think every author goes there once in a while.
Yeah.
Right? You can't help it.
And then wishes we didn't.
And then we wish we didn't, when you see those really harsh ones.
Yeah, exactly. So Robyn, I want to get into some of the amazing other praise that your book has earned, but also I want to get to all these fabulous comments. Leslie from Canada sharing she's from Barrie, Ontario.
Nice.
Yay! Canada in the house. And speaking of Canadians, your fellow Canadian author Samantha Bailey also had some wonderful words of praise for this book. And I'm going to scroll down so we can all see it together here. Raving, I'm in absolute awe of Robyn Harding's talent and skill. The Drowning Woman is an astonishing, expertly crafted story of two damaged women desperate for love and a fresh start, whose paths collide and then epically crash and burn, with one killer twist after another and a masterful plot. I gasped out loud and flipped through the brilliant pages so quickly that my fingers caught fire. It's one of the most gripping books I've read this year. Samantha was on for her last book. Watch out for her. So congratulations on that amazing rave review. Oh my gosh, we're gonna have some great questions coming in, and I want to get to all of them. We will get to all of them, I promise. Okay. This one, Renee must know, Thriller Fest will be in New York. So yes, it's always the first week of June in New York City. So fly on up, come join us there. And Robyn, you'll be there, right?
I plan to be.
Yay!
I hope it works. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And then I just want to get to some of this. Oh, Samantha Downing raving as well. She's coming. She was on for her last book and coming back on for her next one in July. Raving. Robyn Harding is one of the most daring thriller writers out there, and The Drowning Woman is no exception. This is a wild ride with twists I never saw coming. A perfect summer read. Are you daring, Robyn?
Am I daring? Yeah, I feel like I like to, I mean, I'm not the most daring. I'm not the most daring. There are more, like Sam Downing is probably more daring than I am in what she writes. I would say Jennifer Hillier is more daring, but I do like to take on topics and scenarios that are a little racy, a little risky, and yeah, so I guess I'm a little bit daring. what a meek answer.
Robyn Harding, comma, a little bit daring.
A little bit daring.
I like it. Oh my goodness, we have Carrie White Shields. She is at Carrie Reads Them All on Bookstagram. She says, I'm at 175 books this year, and The Drowning Woman is in my top 3. Amazing book, and I've recommended it over and over.
Thank you, Carrie.
Congratulations on that. Renee wants to know, how do you celebrate Pub Day? Great question.
So I'm going, this is sort of a tradition that I go out for dinner with my family, because it kind of gets me off social media for a bit just to savor the moment. And there's a very nice restaurant here that just got a Michelin star. So it's a bit fancy, but it's like right around the corner from my house. And it's called Published. So I thought, what better place to celebrate than a restaurant called Published? So that's where I'm going tomorrow.
Oh my God, that's so perfect. Now I'm just mad that I don't live in a city with a restaurant called Published.
I know, right?
And book party there. Every book
I know,
party.
I wish. It's just so, it's pretty high end. Like, it's got a Michelin star, so it's more like, yeah, I wish I could buy
of course,
a book party there, but it's a nice, it'll be a
Okay, so you're relegated to writing one book every 10 years so that you can have it there.
Yes,
oh my gosh, that's so perfect though for an author. Oh my gosh, I love it. Terry, tell us since you have read so many books, incredible, top 3 out of 175, what about this book made this one stand out to you? I'm dying to know. Let's get down to some of these other questions and comments. The Drowning Woman is my new top recommendation to everyone that will listen. I loved it.
Oh,
yay.
That's so, that part is so wonderful.
Yay. Wonderful praise by Samantha Downing. Wonderful praise indeed. Fantastic book. I would love to see it on the screen. It was so visually rendered. I could see it on the screen too.
It has, I think I haven't signed yet, but I believe an option is imminent. I've had a conversation, a really positive conversation. I have had a lot of stuff optioned though, so I'm very realistic about that business. But still, you know, fingers crossed, it would be great.
Yay! Oh my gosh, that's so incredibly exciting. Do you, when you're writing it, do you picture actresses and actors in the role? And if so, who do you see as Hazel and Lee and Jesse?
So, I don't picture actors and actresses
Okay.
as I write, but I don't know if you guys, anyone out there knows Gare Indeed Reads on
Yeah.
Instagram.
Oh,
The
yeah, yeah, yeah.
He does fantasy castings. So I told him I would give him credit because he said, I think, and he'll probably do a post, but he sent it to me and he said he saw Minka Kelly as Hazel and Leighton Meester as Lee.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So
Okay.
they
Okay. I'm gonna,
sort of they don't need to look the same, but they need to be, you know, Black Swan, like how Natalie Portman and
right, right.
what's her name? Mila
I am
Kunis.
blanking now. Oh yeah, thank
Mila
you, Mila
Kunis.
Kunis.
You know, so or they would work as well. So yeah,
Right.
two women that could sort of pass for each other.
Yes, yes, exactly, exactly. Okay, good point, good point. Um, I loved The Drowning Woman. Yay! Chung, welcome. Wai Quen, welcome. How interesting. She says that the restaurant is called Published. Isn't that
I
so
know,
perfect?
it's funny. It's sort of a funny name, but it certainly fits for me.
Enjoy that family dinner. I know. I feel like we need to see what you're going to eat.
Ooh,
Fingers crossed for the movie. I know.
you.
Netflix needs to snatch it up. Yay. I hope it comes to screen. Oh my gosh, we're all so excited about this.
You.
Thank you all
It's
for all
for a
your
TV
wonderful.
show, for a TV show,
Oh,
not a
TV show.
movie.
Yay. Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
that's what they want for.
Exciting news, Robyn. Love to hear this. Hi, Grounded in Reads. Do you snack while you write? Great question. What do you snack on? I want to know too. Or
I
any
don't
drink she
I
adds.
don't usually snack when I write, but I do eat my lunch at my computer. So what I don't usually, I'm not a big snacker, but I go down and I make my lunch and then I come back up. So I stand up. I don't know if you have a stand-up desk, Sarah, but I stand up.
No.
It's a
Okay.
yeah, it's just adjustable. It's from Costco. It's great. So I stand up and write in the mornings, and then I lower my desk and I sit and eat my lunch and go over my writing or do my emails or whatever.
Oh, wow. Do you feel you concentrate better or are more energized or focused while you're standing? Why do you stand?
Because it just my body will get so sore sitting. So when I stand, and the other thing, I have to wear shoes. If I don't wear shoes, then my hips hurt. Oh, I sound like such an old lady, but even like this has been happening for years. Just staying so sedentary, I would just get so many aches and pains. But if I put runners on and stand on my computer, I am pretty much pain free. Just maybe my forearms get sore because you know when you're just staying writing one space. Do you not have that?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. That's so interesting. I never thought to stand. I've never had a standing desk, but I'm fascinated to see,
It's it's
to hear that you
it's good,
do.
and they do say, what do they say? Sitting is the new smoking.
Oh, yeah,
Which
that's
I
right.
don't
Exactly. Exactly.
yeah.
Oh my God. I have heard that. That it, and yeah, I do think about that. I'm like, oh, I better get up and move around a little. We have in the audience here Amanda, and she is girl who loves dogs, books, and wine. She's joining us from Maine, and she wrote a fabulous review of The Drowning Woman. So yay for Amanda. Here is her link, and here is her review. So check that out.
Awesome. I
Oh,
probably have
uh,
it, but
Chiang says, you have quite a routine. I don't really have a proper lunch at work. I'm working with students, but more like a snack here and there. I'm a snacker too. I am such a snacker. I love to snack. I just had a big bowl of popcorn last night. Renee wants to know, what are you going to eat for dinner at Published? I want to know too.
I don't know. I don't know. It's an always changing menu, but I already know what I'm having for dessert. It's like my favorite dessert there, but it sounds really weird. It's called Hay, Hay, and it's like, I
Ooh.
know it doesn't sound good. I wish I could say some chocolatey concoction, but it's like a custard and like bits of meringue and then a
Ooh.
sorbet type thing and then a bunch of fruit and edible flowers. Like it's just very beautiful and tasty and fresh and delicious. It's not sorbet, it's granita, I think, on it. It's really interesting. I love it.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Okay, good question. Good question. Yeah, because I'm glad that you already have that celebratory dessert picked out. Y'all,
That's
the
all
book
I
is Y'all, the book is not even out yet. It is out tomorrow, and you can pre-order it tonight. And the good folks at Murder by the Book, our favorite woman-owned independent bookstore, will send you your copy tomorrow when the book drops. You're not going to want to miss this one. So here is that link to pre-order. Click over, click, pre-order that bad boy tonight so that you too can immerse yourselves in the world of Lee and Hazel and all of their shenanigans. And let us know if you saw that twist coming, because I sure didn't. It caught me like, whoa.
And there's one more. There's one. If you pre-order through Murder Books, there is a link in my bio on Instagram or links on Facebook. And if you upload your receipt, it's the last day to do it. I wrote a prequel short story that my publisher will send to you. So it's about Lee when she had her restaurant before she lost it during the pandemic. But the only way to get the short story is to upload your pre-order receipt. So it's the last chance. It's the last few hours.
Okay, everybody, here is the link to Robyn's Instagram. So go to her bio, DM her the receipt from our favorite woman-owned independent bookstore, Murder by the Book. And here is that link again. And then send her your copy of your receipt, and she will send you the prequel of Life at the Aviary, which was Lee Gulliver's restaurant in New York City. You're going to love it. Debbie wants to know, are you going on a book tour?
Just a virtual book tour. So I have, I posted it today. I have maybe 8 or 9 events. Yeah, I'm in Canada. It's big, it's far. So, it's so nice to be able to do things like this with Murder by the Book. In Texas, it'd be, a big deal for me to fly there and very time consuming and expensive. So definitely doing a few events with other authors too, which is really fun. Always fun to read my friends' books and chat about them. So
well, the really cool thing, Debbie, is that we are all over the place. So, I'm in Boston. Debbie, I think you're in Arizona. Robyn's in Canada. Renee's in Southeast Florida. We've got someone in Ohio. We've got everywhere. We're all over the place, and we're united in our love of mysteries and thrillers. And we can all pre-order from Murder by the Book, and they are in Texas, but they ship nationwide. Send Robyn your receipt, and she will send you the prequel. Someone else saying, I did not see that twist coming at all. Okay, thank you.
Yay.
Me neither. So that is the skinny. Leslie saying, congratulations. She cannot wait. Yay. I'm just making sure I'm scrolling quickly through all these resume comments because we are over time, but time flies when you're having fun. Y'all, here is that link one more time. So you're going to want to grab that book, pre-order tonight, get the prequel from Robyn, DM her your receipt from Murder by the Book. You're not going to want to miss this one. That is a wrap. I'll be back at the top of the hour with Danielle Trussoni, the puzzle master. Go get yourself a snack, like Jen telling us, a drink, and get back in that seat. Yay! Someone saying, thank you, ladies. Wendy, catch a clue. My pleasure. All right, y'all. I'll be back at the top of the hour. Happy Pub Day, Robyn.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Sarah. That was awesome.